Donald Trump doesn't do hashtags. He does hellfire missiles. Merry Christmas, everyone. And Donald Trump just sent a big Christmas message to Nigeria. You've got to see this. This is exactly why we voted for this man. I don't know when he sleeps. I don't know how he keeps going or what's in those damn Big Macs. Watch this.
Breaking moments ago, President Trump announcing a powerful strike against the Islamic State in Nigeria. Let's go back to Madison Scarpino live in West Palm Beach with the breaking details. Madison?
Yeah, Mike, President Trump says that strike was deadly, and he says it's because they've been targeting and viciously killing primarily Christians. Now, he just made the announcement on Truth Social saying in part, quote, "I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay." And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues. Now, Mike, as many of our viewers know, this is an issue in Africa that has caught the president's attention for a bit now. He's previously lashed out on the country's government for having done nothing to stop the killing. His administration has even met with the Nigerian officials to discuss the issue, even threatening to cut off aid to the country. So some major breaking news on this Christmas night. We are expecting a lot of reaction from Congress, and we're following it all. Mike?
While Congress is on a break right now, they're at home campaigning. Donald Trump's in Mar-a-Lago. He is saving Christians that are being targeted by ISIS in Nigeria. And he didn't just talk about it. He ordered the strikes on Christmas Day. This is the difference between a leader who makes promises and a leader who keeps them. Trump warned these guys months ago. Stop messing with the Christians or there will be, quote, hell to pay. They didn't listen, and tonight, on the holiest day in Christianity, Trump made good on that promise. This is not breaking news, folks. This is a promise kept. This is leadership. This is you FA'd and now you're going to FO. This is what America First looks like on the world stage. Here's what Trump posted on Truth Social. I want to read every word of this because it matters. Tonight at my direction, Commander-in-Chief of the United States launched this powerful and deadly strike against ISIS. He calls them scum in northwest Nigeria who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. Levels not seen for many years, even centuries. We're going back to the Crusades. Says he's previously warned these guys that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there'd be hell to pay. Tonight there was. I'm going to tell you why this matters. The strike has happened. There will probably be more. But why this matters is it sends a message to the rest of the world. It sends a message to every bad organization, every bad player in every game. You can see these strikes here. They're launching Tomahawks, is my guess. Naval warship there. The reason this matters is because it sends a message not to just Nigeria. It sends a message to the Taliban. It sends a message to the Houthi rebels. It sends a message to Venezuela. It sends a message to every country and every organization around the world that hates America, that Donald Trump is not resting. He is not taking a break. And he even says it in his True Social post. Merry Christmas to all, including the terrorists. I mean, that is the kind of leader that you want. He doesn't sleep so you can. He stands the watch so you can rest and be with your family. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I voted for. He goes on to say that he previously warned these guys if they didn't stop, the Department of War would execute numerous perfect strikes. So we got multiple war fronts going on here. Congress is in a recess. You know they wouldn't authorize this, but I don't believe that he has to ask for permission for something like this. He says, under Biden, ISIS grew stronger. Under Obama, they created ISIS. You know that's the accusation. But under Trump, they get eliminated. That's simple. Now, let me tell you something the mainstream media won't tell you. And once you start to notice these patterns, and we try to show you these patterns on this channel, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. For months, for years, actually, Christians in Nigeria have been targeted. We're talking for months, for years, actually. Christians in Nigeria have been massacred. We're talking about pastors, entire villages, churches burned to the ground with people still inside. And what did the international community do? Nothing. What did the United Nations do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What did all these humanitarian organizations do? They sent thoughts and prayers and maybe a press release. But Trump said, enough is enough. In November, he didn't make some vague diplomatic statement. He looked them right in the eye and said, stop messing with Christians or you're going to face the consequences. That's not politician talk. That's a promise. While the rest of the world was putting up Christmas trees and wrapping presents, Trump gave orders. U.S. military began flying surveillance missions over Nigeria daily. They were gathering intelligence all through Thanksgiving. And now they're tracking these ISIS militants, building target packages. This wasn't reactive. This was strategic, deliberate preparation. This is the kind of precise planning that I was part of whenever I served in the United States Navy, the world's finest Navy, served on nuclear submarines. You have to be ready at any moment because you never know what's going to happen whenever that general alarm goes off, when that missile emergency goes off, when you get called to battle stations. And we have the finest military in the world, and that's exactly what happened.
Following breaking news into our newsroom out of Nigeria, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, just happening now, just at the top of the hour, President Trump announcing that there has been a Christmas Day strike, an American strike in Nigeria, targeting ISIS elements there. We didn't get too many details other than this is in the northwestern part of Nigeria. According to President Trump, we're basically going off of his Truth Social post, which he just put out. But he announced that he's doing this as a result of Christians in Nigeria being targeted by ISIS elements. Now, we know that for months there has been sectarian violence in Nigeria. We know that
I think the news media, as well as one partisan party, is going to be very upset with this. They're going to be very angry because for a long time, nobody really looked out for Christians. There's every other peaceful religion here in the United States, and we know what we're talking about. But for once, Christians now feel like the president, the commander-in-chief, has their back. And now here's what's fascinating. The Nigerian government initially resisted Trump's involvement. They didn't want American interference. Sounds familiar, right? Every weak government says that until they realize they can't handle the damn problem themselves. Trump didn't back down. He threatened to cut aid. He put pressure on their leadership. And guess what? They came around. They realized that having the most powerful military on earth as your ally is probably a good idea. And when ISIS is operating in your backyard, why don't you call in Pete Hegseth? Why don't you call in Donald Trump? Those last words, more to come, that's not a statement on that True Social post. That's a warning for every other group that's operating in that region. You're going to mess around with the Christians over there because it seems like they have been targeted. We can go all the way back to a long history of this in Africa, and it's not something that is going to be ignored any further. We're seeing it on our home soil here. We're seeing other religions here in the United States that are targeted. It's disgusting. No one should be targeted because of their DNA or their religion. I don't care what it is. And there's one very peaceful one that we need to really remedy and take care of here in the United States because they're starting to get out of control. I want to be crystal clear about what this means. This is Trump sending a message to every radical group on the planet. The days of targeting Christians with impunity are over. The days of the United States sitting back and wringing its hands about international norms and diplomatic solutions are done. You mess with Christians, we eliminate you. It's that straightforward. And the timing, Christmas Day. You think that was an accident or was it symbolic? That was Trump saying, while you're celebrating the birth of Christ, I'm defending his followers. That's leadership with a capital L. Mainstream media is going to lose their damn minds over this. They're going to call it reckless. They're going to say starting wars. They're going to cry about escalation, diplomatic channels. That's exactly what's going to happen. But here's what they won't tell you. Trump just saved lives. How many? We won't know. But if half of those bad guys were still operating, we never know the exact number. But it's not zero. This is bigger than Nigeria. This is about America reasserting itself as the defender of freedom, the defender of religious liberty, the defender of Christians worldwide who are facing persecutions. That's why America was founded. That's part of the reason that we are the greatest nation in the world. And our founding fathers, I guarantee you, are proud of Donald Trump doing exactly what he did right now. Trump doesn't do hashtags. He does hellfire missiles. And you know what's beautiful about this? Nigerian government is now fully cooperating. They're providing intelligence, access, coordination. Why? Because they see that Trump means business. I'll tell you who else means business. I mean business. Smash a like, smash the subscribe button. If you want more content like this, leave a comment down below. Do you think Donald Trump did the right thing? Do you think Donald Trump should continue to do this and defend Christians around the world? Or should he just, close the door and let all this bad stuff happen? I don't think that's the way America was built, and I don't think that's the way it's going to happen going forward. See you in the next one.